An Air Force C-17 Globemaster thunders onto the newly built runway on Forward Operating Base Shank, testing the jet's limits in this environment and short runway. Shank is situated in Afghanistan's Logar province, just south of Kabul. The landing of this California-based C-17 marks a significant event, as only the second Globemaster to ever land on this base. Coalition officials say its importance will ripple across the region and relieve the stress felt on the coalition's largest logistics hub, Bagram Air Field.
But the C-17 allows us the strategic capability of arriving, bringing soldiers and logistics directly into FOB Shank as opposed to them having to come through Bagram now.
Meaning more troops, more gear to the fight faster. 11 months ago, a sight of this magnitude would have been impossible, Thames said. Nearly every piece of gear, bullet, and box of food had to be brought into the region by either helicopters or the occasional convoy. A time tie-up, they say, that took much-needed Army helicopters out of the fight, jeopardizing counterinsurgency success. The arrival of the C-17s free the Army helicopters in the region for much-needed operations and movements.
They'll still have the logistical mission, of course, but they will be able to focus more on deliberate operations and focus on logistical movements and personnel movements within the AO as opposed to the time that we lose flying such a long distance up to Bagram.
The huge C-17 payloads of cargo and personnel, Task Force Bayonet officials say, will drastically help the region's fight against the Taliban by getting gear and people faster on scene. The hope is to make Shank into another logistics hub in Afghanistan.
With that being the first one ever, is they're trying to see if we can handle that kind of mission here at Shank.
First ever FOB Shank mission, 25K FOB Shank mission.
So it's an interesting way that the C-17 is now being employed to move cargo from the larger hubs like Bagram and Kandahar out to the smaller FOBs where we can get the supplies to the warfighters instead of having to rely on convoys or smaller airframes to deliver just a few pallets at a time.
Officials say the strategic lift the Air Force C-17s bring to the table can only boost the security and development in these provinces, known as the gateway to Kabul. Marine Staff Sgt. Jeremy Vought, Forward Operating Base Shank, Logar Province, Afghanistan.